everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about what you really need for your baby as a first-time mom. Or as a second-time mom. But me as a first-time mom, like what you're really going to need for your baby. And the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to break it down into categories. So for me, I think that you need what is baby going to ride in? What is baby going to sleep in? What is baby going to wear? What is baby going to eat? What is baby going to bathe in? And then what was the last one? What is baby going to... Oh, just kind of like necessities like that don't fall into that category. So, your very first one, obviously, what's baby going to ride in? You have to have a car seat before you even leave the hospital. Car seat needs to be your number one priority. Has to have one. You got to have one. Now, this doesn't mean that you've got to have a brand spanking new one. You can go on Facebook Marketplace. You can get one from a family or a friend, yard sale, anything. You just have to check the expiration date and make sure that it is within the date range for your baby. They do expire, so you just have to make sure that they're up to date. And you should be all good to go. You need a base, too. I don't know if you're buying one or borrowing one from a family or friend. They do, you can't just like strap it into the car, but here's a great thing. Any car, I think it's 2003 or newer, has the latch system built into it. So you just pop in a base and click, 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 kitty clack, clack, you're good to go. And so we have the Graco, I think it's the LX or it's the Click Connect 35. I don't know. I'll list it right here. This is our car seat that we use. We love it. We haven't had any issues with it. I feel like she's safe in it. And there's a whole lot of car seats out there. Every single one that's sold in store is rated for safety for your baby. They have to meet a certain standard. So, don't feel like just because something's cheaper, that means that it's less, safe for your baby. The other car seats either, have a more of a brand, like higher end reputation, or they do have additional safety features that the most basic one doesn't have. But they all do have to meet certain requirements, so get you what you can afford. The next item would be a stroller. Now, this is not something that everybody wants, depending on your living situation, your car situation. I know that there are different situations where you don't need a stroller, but for me personally, I recommend a stroller. And for us, since it's the Graco Click Connect, you just pop her out in her little car seat, pop her into her stroller, and it clicks right in. You're good to go. She doesn't have to ride in a buggy in a store, which, some stores, their buggies actually it won't fit her car seat. Hobby Lobby, I'm talking to you. And Ulta, they don't even have buggies where I'm at. So you literally, if you don't have a stroller or like a baby wearing thing, you gotta like carry her around in her little car seat, which was very inconvenient for me one day. It was very heavy, and like I was having to sit her on the floor while I was looking at stuff, and so don't recommend that. But and next is baby wearing things. I do recommend this, and I have one myself, but I don't feel like I would definitely pick my stroller over the baby wearing. The Ergo Baby is what I have. I just don't feel like it's necessary if I'm just popping in like Walmart or Target or somewhere to like take her out of the car seat, put her in my thing. Now, if I'm going for a walk or if I'm walking around the whole mall, anywhere, I don't know. I feel like then maybe I could wear her. And it all just depends on your baby, She was too small for the carrier for the first like month or two of her life, and so the stroller was really convenient for us. Well, we didn't go anywhere for the first month or two, but when we did start getting out, it was just more convenient for us. And if she's sleeping in the car seat, just pop her out, pop her in the stroller. You don't have to get her out and wake her up and that sort of thing. So those are the two things I recommend for riding situations. Where is baby gonna sleep? How is baby gonna sleep? There are so many products out there made for baby to sleep in. You've got cribs, you've got bassinets, you've got pack and plays, I don't know, the Halo that's bassinet. There's so many different items out there, and you're overwhelmed. What do you pick? Do you need a bassinet? Do you also need a crib? Do you also need a pack and play? You don't know what to get. Well, for us, we do have a crib, but I'll be honest, she has maybe sat in it like 3 times. She will eventually move into there. So that's for an eventuality. What? No, that's for the future kind of deal. That's when she's a little bit bigger and out of our bedroom. She's still sleeping in our room right now, and so once we transition her into her own bedroom, she'll have the crib. But for a brand spanking new baby bringing home from the hospital, I recommend a pack and play. Now, we have 2 of these, and they each come with their own inserts. So one of them has like a little click insert that it's like a little swoopy bed, and she just lays in there. And it was really great for her the first few months of her life when she was spitting up a lot, and also when she was just so tiny. She was just preferred to be like at an angle while she was sleeping. She slept at this little incline, and it was really great for us. But then we moved her to the other pack and play, which has like a little box, and Dee hates it when I say her box. She's in her box, but it really is just like a little box, and it does lay flat, so it's more of like a bassinet style, but it's in a pack and play. And with the pack and play, you can move it from room to room, so that's why I recommend the pack and play over a crib, just because if you're in the living room and you need to take it to the den, or if you need to take it somewhere, if you're going out of town, you can literally fold the thing up and take it with you. So it's pretty convenient in that scenario. And you can find these super cheap on Facebook Marketplace. Family members have these all the time. These are common, so common, and you can get them so inexpensive. I'll link the one that I have down below that I call the box. I think the other one, it's kind of older. We got that one from family. And so I don't know if I can still find that one. Another thing that I recommend for sleep is the owlet monitor. This is very high-end, expensive kind of deal. It's like $300. Unless you get it on sale, then you can get it for like $200. Or if you buy it secondhand, you can get it for a little bit cheaper, I'm sure. But it really is like gives you a little bit more peace of mind. I recommend it just for that aspect. I don't feel like it's necessary in order to have a newborn, bring it home. I don't necessarily feel like it's necessary, but for me, if I was listening to somebody's video, I would really want to know that I would recommend it. It just gives you a little bit more ease of sleep. And like right now, she's taking a nap and in a room, and like I just feel a little bit better about her being in there with it on, and me being in here. It just makes you feel a little bit better, and you don't totally rely on it. It's not, you can't like treat it as like a medical device, but it just gives you a little bit of like ease, and I like that aspect of it. So I recommend that. Also for sleep, you're gonna need swaddles in the beginning. Some babies don't like to be swaddled, so if your baby, if you find out that your baby don't like to be swaddled, that's cool. Just buy maybe one pack and just see, how it works. She loved being swaddled, and so, we had to buy the stages as it went. She went from like the little pod swaddle to the next size, from the small to the medium to the large. So she literally went all the way up. And they make so many different kinds, like the weighted ones. They make the ones where their arms are up versus like tucked in. And so, that's kind of just see what your baby likes. But I do recommend getting some swaddles, like at least one pack to try them out, because they do like being tucked in. Okay, so now what is baby gonna wear? This is what I'm just gonna recommend, what we found that works for us. I really like just the footed sleepers, depending on your baby. They might be too long for the feet, I don't know, but she fits just perfect in them. And I really recommend the zipper ones over the button, unless you do have a preemie baby who's in the hospital, or one that's, you came home and is hooked up to any kind of machine that has a cord running through it. If that's the case, you can get the little buttons, and you can button the cord right through that. We had to do that in the hospital with her, so that was pretty convenient. But the zipper pajamas are where it's at. And, get some cute ones. They come in multiple packs. Target's got them, Walmart's got them. And they're super inexpensive, honestly. And they're nice. And she wears them to sleep, and she wears them through the day, unless we go somewhere. Now, if we go somewhere, I get her in a couple cute outfits. So I do recommend, holiday outfits. You probably want something cute for their first, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, and that sort of thing. You probably want some kind of something or another there. And also, if you're going to church or that sort of thing, just nice places, you want to have a cute outfit. But for the most part, she stays in the little sleepers. She does. And we've got several onesies. She did wear those a lot from Old Navy. Old Navy's got some really cute long sleeve onesies and some pants. So she does wear those when we go out in town. Sometimes, but for the most part, it's literally the sleepers. They're so comfortable. They're so easy. If something gets on them, just zip it off, put a new one on her, change your diaper, zip it. You're good to go. That's just what I recommend. And let's see, bows. Okay, so bows. You are going to want some bows if you're having a little girl. And I do recommend Amazon. They have got some really cheap bows on there. And I don't want to say they're the best quality out there. Amazon's where it's at. And there are some really cute baby websites out there too. I'll link some down below that are my favorite as far as like higher end kind of for sleepers and that sort of thing that I really like to buy from. But, you know, they are like her nice outfit that I don't ever really buy usually, but she's got a couple of. And then I do have socks. So socks are just kind of like, you know, wherever we can find them. Anybody can find them from, get her some baby socks, because socks, I lose them and they go everywhere, but they are nice to have when she's not wearing a sleeper, and, you know, her feet are cold. So, or if the sleeper doesn't have feet in them, if it's just like a, I don't know what you call that, a romper. If she's wearing a romper and it doesn't have feet, the socks are nice to have on hand. What is baby gonna eat? So this is where you're gonna have to decide if you're gonna be breastfeeding, bottle feeding, or formula feeding. And so if you're breastfeeding, you're good to go. All you got yourself. And obviously, you know, you're really not gonna know exactly how things are gonna go until after baby's born. So if you're breastfeeding, you know, if that's worked for you before, or if, you know, you feel pretty confident in that, you know, you just have yourself, and it's a learning process, but stick with it. You got it. If you're going to be bottle feeding, you're going to need a pump. You're going to need some storage bags. You're going to need some bottles. You're going to need some storage bottles. And, yeah, so the pumping thing it's a big deal, but it's totally worth it if that's what you're wanting to do. We had to bottle feed in the beginning because she was so little. We had to fortify her breast milk and give it to her that way, make sure she was getting enough and getting extra calories. And so you're going to need a pump. I had the Spectra S1, and I totally 100% recommend that you get the one with the battery. Not the S2, the S1. I did not think that I would be that person that got the one with the battery, but it makes a world of a difference to be able to tote the thing around and walk around with a pump than to be stuck at a wall and having to pump. Like, I did not realize how much, for as much as I was pumping exclusively there for the first 4 months almost. And so for 4 months, you know, you're sitting there multiple times a day, stuck to a wall for 30 minutes at a time, sometimes more, and I could not imagine doing that. Like, I got to be able to walk around, go to the bathroom if I needed to, you know, sit at the computer, like, just do dishes. Like, I mean, I was able to, like, do stuff and not have to just be stationary to one area. Now, your insurance does cover a breast pump, and if you have TRICARE or Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama, go through Heart Cell Medical. I used to work there, and they can hook you up 100%. You'll get, you know, everything that your insurance will cover. You'll get, for TRICARE, it'll be your pump, bags, bottles, your breast shields, like everything. It comes with like literally everything that your insurance will cover. Blue Cross of Alabama is a little different. But yeah, definitely go to them. And if you're not in Alabama, or if you don't have TRICARE, check your state. You've got somebody that should supply you a breast pump. And if you don't have insurance, I will link the pump down below where you can just buy it out of pocket. And for storage bags, you will need storage bags if you're pumping to store your milk in the freezer if you're wanting to build a stash. And then you're also going to need pumping bottles. That will be for storing your milk in the fridge, you know, getting it all ready to pour into a bottle. So I actually got those from the hospital. They were Medela ones. They gave me them. So like, I don't know if everybody gets those or if it was just because I was pumping. I really don't know how that went down. But they're just Medela bottles. Like, they're bigger, like 8-ounce bottles. For actual feeding bottles, I use the Dr. Brown's bottles. I didn't even like try another brand. Like, I just decided on those. I was like, we're just going to use them. My cousin used them, so I was like, I'm going to use them. And they worked fine for her. We finally moved up to the 8-ounce bottle. We've been using the 4-ounce for like ever. But yeah, just pick a bottle that works for you. A lot of the registry things, you know, you'll get free bottles that come with it. Some people will probably give you free bottles. Sign up for different things and you can get trial samples of different things. I have several Avent bottles. What else did I get? I got a Tommy Tippy bottle. I mean, there's so many that come, like, you know, in different kits. And just try them out, see what you like. And, like, what you like to wash, what you prefer to wash, that sort of thing. You're obviously going to need, you know, like a bottle brush, things like that to clean with. But for the most part, that's all you're going to need for food-wise. Unless you're formula feeding, then, you know, you ain't got to worry about none of that, which it is a lot to worry about. And you just have to find your formula that you're going to use and your bottles. And so that's for food, and you're not going to have to worry about any like baby food or cereal or anything like that for at least the first 4 to 6 months. They usually recommend 6 months. We started her at 5.5 months on solids, so she's just now starting to eat baby food. And so you're not going to have to worry about, you know, spoons and plates and bibs and really any of that until they're a little bit older. High chair until they're older. So for a brand spanking newborn baby, just worry about the boob milk and the formula milk, whatever you need, the milk. Okay, so for bath time, we do not have a tub. It's a long story. I ain't even going to go into it. But we had to get our own little baby bathtub. I'll link the one down below that we've got. It works really, really well for us. And it's, you know, just a little tub she plops right down in. So you don't have to have like all the fancy toys that go in your little baby's bath and they play with it. They're literally an infant and don't even hold on to anything right now. They're just kind of like trying to survive, and so are you. Some baby washcloths, I would say, are pretty, I don't want to say necessary, because like you have your own towels and stuff, but the baby ones are just a little bit softer and a little bit more gentle on their skin. So I do recommend that if you can find them, you know, cheap. But if you can't, you know, do what you got to do. But I do like having like little baby washcloths. And I actually found a pack of like 30 at TJ Maxx for $3.99. So check that out before you check out like a pack of 4 for $8. You know what I mean? You're going to need some sort of baby wash, shampoo, lotion. I like the Baby Dove, and I like the Johnson's, the nighttime one. The daytime one's not my favorite, but I do like the nighttime. We do give her baths at night. We don't give her during the day. I've only given her one because she pooped all over herself. But I just like, you know, just have your simple, it's simple. Have some simple stuff. You know, baby wash, baby lotion for after it's over, like a little towel, and something to wash their little head with in the beginning. And that usually comes in like the baby care kit, so you'll have, I'll get into that in a minute. So just make sure that you've got, you know, just stuff to wash them. Wash the baby and you'll be good to go. Okay, which leads us to the other kind of necessities. Obviously, you're going to need some diapers and wipes. If you're cloth diapering, you know, you do your thing. I don't really know anything much about that. We just use Pampers. We've tried several different kinds. Again, like as far as like the trial things and like samples that people give you and companies give you, they will have, you know, different diapers in there. We've tried several different ones and I just stuck with Pampers. That's the ones we like. That's the ones we use. And then wipes, same thing. There's so many like little sample ones out there. You can just see which one. If your baby has a reaction to anything, you know, some babies are allergic to things. Some babies get eczema from things. It's just like, I don't even know. It's just all different. So it's all a learning process when it comes to the kind of care, you know, if your baby has any kind of allergies and that sort. But it's still, at the end of the day, you're going to need diapers, you're going to need wipes. You will need like the little care kit, and it comes with like the little fingernail clippers. It comes with like the little nose sucker, a thermometer, and the little hairbrush for when they're in the tub. And so that's just like, they're cheap, maybe like $10 at Walmart or something. And you know, it's just kind of got all what they need to be taken care of and groomed. Some butt cream. You can't forget the butt cream. I use the Desitin. It's my fave. Not the maximum strength, actually. The Rapid Relief is my favorite. And yeah, butt cream. Also going to need some blankets. This is one thing that I think is like a common item people get at like their baby showers and things. I actually only got like maybe one pack. So blankets were something that I used literally in every single house. I had a blanket in every single house because for the spit up, just to wrap her feet up if she's in the car, holding her just in general, just putting a blanket over her if we were skin to skin. Blankets. Get you some receiving blankets, some of the muslin blankets, literally any blanket, get you a blanket. Obviously, you know, like as far as, you know, crib, changing table, like other outfits, organizers for your thing. Like, I mean, there's so much that you can dive into and really what you need for your baby. But at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. And that's, as long as you have those items, I feel like you can do it. Basically, I would say that's all you really need for baby. Obviously, there's other things that you can get to make life a little easier, do things a little bit quicker, and that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, that's really all you need. So don't go stressing about having to have 8 washcloths and 4 to 5 fitted sheets for your crib. And, you know, don't worry about that. Literally don't worry about that. Or I saw one thing, I might even do like a little video like going over a checklist and like what I have versus what they recommend kind of thing, because that's what I based my registry on, was like all these different checklists. And I was like, I have to have like 8 baby mittens and I have to have 4 kimono swaddles. I just feel like those are the necessities for a baby, and that's what the necessities are for us and our baby. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day and God bless.